Taurus, welcome back to the Renaissance Tarot. Welcome to your funny and your most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. So today, dear Taurus, I'm going to be doing your reading for the month of June as an extended free reading. And this will be a general reading, so it may resonate with you and it may not. Good morning, cutie patootie. How you doing? Looking all this so yummy. So Taurus, I'm back from the mountains. You know I'm son of a Taurus. Yes, you do. So my mom's the Taurus. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So I'm back from the mountains. I spent a couple of days up there. It was absolutely amazing. And, you know, I needed a reset. You're the first one to have this background, okay, on the channel. I decided to bring some palm trees and add some greenery to the scene. So I'm sure you will like this. And I woke up this morning, did my meditation, my breath work, had my coffee, and I'm starting my morning with you first. So let's see what's going on for you. I'm also going to be pulling one mantra card for you to see what is an important message that you need to know. And I will have also an important announcement to make in regards to competition for a free pull a card reading. So Taurus, your challenge for the month of June is the Two of Pentacles. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Wands followed by the Star and the Four of Wands. So Taurus, your challenge here has a lot to do with a situation or a specific person that you might be going back and forth about. You're constantly debating in your mind when it comes to this individual, okay? You might be also juggling with multiple things in the month of June. You might have a job on the side, this situation going on. So there's a lot that's happening. It looks like you are wavering, going back and forth in regards to someone very specific on your mind. Some of you are dealing with an Aquarius, just like we saw the star at the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with the Pisces, Hangman, could be a Cancer, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Scorpio. We're going to clarify this and we're going to see what is it that you need to know. In the recent past, dear Mama and Daddy Taurus, you have the Moon, the Six of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. It looks like in the recent past, someone here started disconnecting from you, started pulling away, or maybe you started pulling away and disconnecting from a situation. I feel like that with the Moon, many of you felt like that something was hidden from you. Something was being hidden from you and there was a lot of anxiety. I think someone here was an avoidant. Someone here acted out of fear. And, you know, regardless of what happened, I think you were still willing to put in the work and to the efforts into this relationship and make it work. We're going to clarify this and we're going to get more information for you in a moment. In the present moment, you have the Hangman, the Four of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Right now, there is a lot of healing that's happening. You're healing something really profound within you. You're doing a lot of inner work. You're meditating. You're going within yourself. And I see here that something is becoming really clear for you. I think a lot of you are also realizing that you have some kind of a passion that you are wanting to pursue, like a specific type of passion, okay? Now, someone here could be coming towards your way. We're going to clarify this. We're going to see who is this person. This person acts like a fire sign, okay? They act like a fire sign. We're going to talk about this. In the future, you have the Temperance, Ten of Pentacles, and the Death card. There is a major transformation that's happening for you in the near future. I see here that there is an opportunity to heal something with a specific person with the Temperance, okay? Because the Temperance is about peace. It's about harmony. This is also a very clear indication of blending two opposing sides into one another and try to heal something. Of course, it comes with patience. And you have the Death card, so there is a lot of transformation. Something is finally ending and it's allowing you to actually have a brand new beginning when it comes to your home, family, career in the month of June. At the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming is the Nine of Wands, the Star, the Four of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Emperor. So for many of you, you're actually very serious about relationship, especially this month. I think this has a lot to do with healing something with this person. Whoever this individual is, I think you see yourself being with them. But with the Nine of Wands, there has been many repeated cycles of doing the same thing over and over. Finding you and your person finding yourselves into the same loop, okay? And that's something that will heal because you have the Star behind that. There is promise. there is a promise of healing here that's coming out. Now, let's get into your reading. Let's clarify. I do want to emphasize the fact that please be safe out there. I don't exist on TikTok. I don't post readings on TikTok. I only exist on YouTube, Instagram, and in your hearts. And also on this channel, okay, as a community that we have built, we always make sure to go ahead and to hit that like button. Thank you very much for doing that. The competition to get a free pull card reading is going to happen this month. I'm going to choose 2 Tauruses, and I'm 2 person of each sign, and I'm going to pull a card at the end of one of the readings and see what messages are coming through. So thank you for your participation as well. Now, dear Taurus, let's get into your reading and see what's going on. It's been a very peaceful morning. Actually, I'm glad that the sun is shining. So the people that were like blowing, what do you call those things when they're blowing the leaves or whatever, or they're doing community work. So it was pretty loud, but they're on the other side. So I hope that there is no noise that's bothering you. So Mama Taurus, Daddy Taurus, let's see what's going on for you. The 2 of Pentacles, dear Taurus, is clarified by the 8 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the King of Pentacles, and not a surprise that there is another 2 of Pentacles at the bottom. Even when you look into this picture, you don't have to know tarot, but I'm not just reading the cards, but I'm reading more than that. I'm reading energies. See, there is a situation here with somebody very specific that you are very much worried about. King of Pentacles is you, Taurus, okay? That's a king, queen, doesn't matter. There is males and females watching me. So you have had done a lot of investment into this relationship. And with the Moon, this person could show up in your dreams. This person, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Maybe someone's throat chakra is also opening up as well. I apologize for that. It happens. So I feel like that for many of you, you have done a lot of investment into this relationship, and you're worried whether this is going to happen, whether this reconciliation, this reunion is going to happen or not. The Moon is talking about intuition. There is a very strong subconscious connection, telepathic connection with this person, but also you have anxiety moving forward and investing into this relationship further, okay? Because you are someone, Taurus, that once you commit yourself to a relationship, you're all in, okay? And it's a challenge right now, because maybe someone here has been hot and cold with you, maybe someone here has been on and off, and this entire relationship, it's been just up and down, and it's been so challenging that right now you're really contemplating, is this something that I can really move forward to and invest? Okay, because the 8 of Pentacles is all about investment. It is about moving forward into a relationship and giving all of yourself. And you and this person could be in the same boat, because there might be a lot of questions at stake. Okay, maybe you and this person do not really have that much communication right now. You could be also having some emotional roller coasters, and I'm sending you huge hugs right now. We are mid-year, mid-2026. It's a mid-year reset. It's okay. Be compassionate towards yourself. Give yourself the time you need to recharge, to recuperate. Take it from me. Mid-year reset, I was up into the mountains for 2 days, 3 days, and there is an energy shift, and I'm honoring that. And you need to also maybe just disconnect and, go more into the nature, or just do something for yourself, like a self-care. Because trust me, things become very clear when you have that time out away from everything and everyone. So, dear Taurus, the Moon is clarified in the recent past by the Queen of Cups, the 2 of Swords, and the Ace of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. So in the recent past, it looks like things became emotionally very heavy between you and this person. Some of you are dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, maybe air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. I see here that someone was not open emotionally. Someone was emotionally closed off. There was not enough clarity between you and this person. I'm also getting that you wanted to know some sort of truth, and it was just becoming very challenging for a lot of you to, know what this person wanted, okay? One moment they were hot, the next moment they were cold. Things were just not very stable. And I see here that in the recent past, for many of you, someone started disconnecting from the relationship with the 6 of Swords. Someone started like pulling away or walking away from you. Sorry, Taurus, it just happens. Now, the Six of Swords in the recent past, I do see here that someone started pulling away, clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Chariot, Eight of Cups. Someone walked away from you. I don't know why I'm having such pressure to discontinue the reading, but I'm not going to discontinue the reading. I'm going to keep going and doing this reading because definitely a lot of you need to hear this message today. Okay, so someone started leaving the relationship. Okay, someone left the relationship. Someone started walking away. I think that this person had a lot of fears when it came to commitment. Very stubborn, very much avoidant here. Okay, crosswatch or don't take it personally. Sprinkle, sprinkle, may not be your story, that's okay. And you know, when this person started disconnecting, many of you, it really affected your self-worth. It affected your solar plexus. It affected your self-concept, your self-confidence. And I feel like that when this person started walking away, many of you questioned a lot of things. Did this person truly love me? Why were they being hot and cold with me? Why was this situation being hot and cold and on and off? So I see here in the recent past with the Eight of Pentacles, many of you maybe just started focusing on work. You started focusing on working on yourself also. Okay, I'm also getting a message here that some of you were dealing with the person who was obsessed with cars. There's something about cars, automobiles, dealership, real estate. So the Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess, the Strength, and the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. So some of you started becoming really successful in career. I see here you just transmuting that energy. You are the bull, right? The Taurus, the bull, the one who is extremely resilient. So you started maybe, you know, focusing on your achievements, achieving certain things, focusing on career. Like I see here things just start working out for you. And with the High Priestess, your intuition was very much on point. I think a lot of you maybe just started seeing things from a higher level of consciousness. You know, you started having more compassion towards this person, not justifying their actions. But I see here you're really realizing that there is a reason why this person walked away or disconnected from you. Someone here had mother wounds. Someone here had, like, maybe their parents were not the perfect role models for them and they were not able to function properly in this relationship. Okay? So a lot of you became really strong in the recent past, and this has been happening recently. I think you're getting your spark back, Taurus. And with the Hanged Man right now, the Four of Swords, a lot of you are becoming spiritually enlightened, okay? You could be going within yourself. You could be having a spiritual awakening. There is a lot that's happening for you. You could be also someone that's quite well-known or popular in any field. Fitness, movies, acting, whatever it might be. I think you're just you're very grounded, okay? You're very well respected. So Taurus, in the present moment, the Hanged Man is clarified by the Two of Cups, King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the Lovers at the bottom. Some of you are also dealing with the Gemini. So the Lovers here talks about a relationship here that you're focused on with the Hanged Man. Someone keeps coming up on your mind. You could be dealing with also a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, maybe another Earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn. You know, there is a very strong soul connection that you're focused on. And I think that some of you maybe have figured out that this person could be your twin flame. The twin flame dynamic, avoidant, chaser, runner dynamic, okay? It really also brings you to a place in life when you have a spiritual awakening. So a lot of you are missing this person. There is a lot of nostalgia. A lot of memories are coming up in your mind. You see the Hangman hanging upside down. This is also the card of letting go and detachment. Because the Hangman, when this person is hanging upside down, it means that anything that in this person's pockets or whatever is gonna fall down. So anything that you have been holding from the past, and I'm very proud of you, and you should give yourself a lot of credit, Taurus, for doing that. Anything from the past that's been holding you down, any heaviness, any situation that was weighing you down, you're gonna start feeling this weight being lifted off of your shoulders, and it's gonna make you feel very grounded. It's gonna make room for what's coming. I think this has a lot to do with the fact that many of you are also regulating your nervous system. The biggest flex in 21st century is not cars. It's not having a mega house. It's not, having money and being famous. It's regulated nervous system. That is the biggest flex in the 21st century. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice, just like what Dr. Joe Dispenza said. in this age of constant overstimulation, just being bombarded with everything going around us, having a regulated nervous system is the biggest flex of all. Being able not to react, being able to hold yourself together, ground yourself, breathe, feel your breath, inhale, hold it, exhale, getting out of a fight and flight mode. That is the biggest flex, Taurus. Some of you are doctors, some of you are therapists, you know what I mean. Yes, you do, because you're really smart. You know what I mean by that. So what you are doing right now, Taurus, is you're really being very serious about your health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your energetic health. Energetic boundaries, hell yeah. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of healing that's happening right now for you. And I think you're looking at this person from and there's the Ace of Wands. It's right there. I just can't really reach out right now, but it's always right next to me. The Ace of Wands is always next to me. Okay? So there is a new beginning here that could be happening for you and this person. And you're not forcing anything. You're not trying to manipulate. You're just existing. You're just letting things come to you. You're just in the flow, you know what I mean? So the Four of Swords, Taurus, is clarified by the King of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Swords again, and the Death card at the bottom. So if you catch my drift, and if you look at the cards very closely, it becomes very clear that there is a lot of emotional healing that's taking place. Like I said, the Four of Swords, going within. After the Four of Swords, okay, there is the Three of Swords, there is a Four of Swords. So this heartbreak, this separation, this situation that's been causing you a lot of pain, you're alchemizing that pain. You're turning pain into power, taking a lead and turning into gold. And that's really superpower there. And, with the King of Cups, I think, if any of you ever drunk over this situation, you're quitting drinking, or if anybody has, if drinking was a coping mechanism, someone is overcoming that. I don't know who that is, you or this person, but that's being overcome. The Death card, there is a rebirth that's happening. There is a resurrection that's also taking place, 10 of Cups. This is about family, okay? Children could be an important part of this relationship. So manifestation doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be crazy woo-woo stuff. A lot of times it's just inner knowing, holding on to that assumption, just like Neville Goddard says, and going on with your day. What the 3D is going to do, how it's going to reorder itself, that's not what we are here to focus on. You're creating from a 5D and a 4D consciousness. So the Knight of Wands is clarified by the Page of Swords, the Empress, and the Seven of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So the person that's coming towards your way, I feel like this person wants them. Okay, so there is something about pregnancy. I don't know if pregnancy is important for you. You might be wanting to have a baby. You do have a lot of trust issues with this situation entirely, just because you're going back and forth about this situation. You might have perceived this person, or, maybe perceived is not the right word, but I don't know, played a situation. Maybe this person played around before or things like that. So you are ready to actually have a conversation about that. The Empress is the card of a Taurus. There is the Page of Swords. That's talking about initiation of a conversation in regards to whether this person still wants to fully commit to you and if there is anybody around them or not. There is a question about third-party situation. That's something that you may want to talk to this person about. Okay, that's another thing. But someone is headed towards your way. There is 4 knights in tarot. Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords are the 2 knights that are looking into the past. Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups are the ones that are moving forward into the future. That's just Tarot 101. So, Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the Page of Wands. I see here that you do really love that wand. But you're not going to move too fast. I think you're going to take your time. You're going to, move very slowly, one step at a time. The Temperance here is about healing. There is this whole relationship, Taurus, with this person has become a catalyst for you and for your healing. So this is about healing, the Temperance, right? Blending things together and wanting to come into some kind of an agreement. That's both of you are going to be happy about. So the Temperance in the near future, there is some kind of a negotiation that's going to happen. And it's clarified by the Hierophant. This is the card of a Taurus, Five of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So Taurus, one of the things that you have been hurt the most about, or maybe the main thing here, was commitment issues. The Hierophant is the card of a Taurus. And you know, Tauruses are very connected to the divine, especially the Hierophant. The Hierophant is someone that, you know, it's the priest, right, in tarot. And that's someone that represents the spirituality, someone that represents the divine, you know. The crown, okay, that crown or that hat, whatever you want to call it, on the head of a Hierophant is talking about the divine connection. So, and you are a teacher, you might be a teacher of some sort, you might be dealing with the person who is a teacher. There is something about IT. I don't know if you're into IT or this person into IT or AI. That's something that's coming through. In the future, like I said, there is a negotiation that's going to happen. The Five of Wands here is about argument and a conflict that you know that had happened in the past, and that's one of the reasons why things came to an end. But there is hope. This water, anytime you see in different figures in tarot that a character is holding something and there is a water coming out of it, it represents healing. It represents also spirituality, subconscious mind. It talks about alchemy and transmutation, turning the water into wine. Okay, so that's what it means here. And this has a lot to do about healing things surrounding family, commitment, marriage, mega house, mega money. So let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles for you, dear Taurus, in the future. And this is about marriage. It's about happiness, finding that happiness together. Clarified by the Page of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, tarot, you can make this up, honey. So I'm saying, can make this up. Let me show you, as I was talking about, the Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Cups. This is one of the happiest cards in tarot. This is about reunion. This is about relationship. The Lovers here, okay, which also represents Gemini. This is about the choice. And then there is the Page of Cups, right? Confession, apology, acknowledgement, and love. So that's what's coming for you between you and this person. And you know, don't be surprised when this happens, Taurus, because if you're really learning about manifestation, we all have been manifesting throughout our whole lives, but when you really learn how it actually works from a higher level of consciousness, quantum field wise, in every way, right? Energy, vibration, frequency. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I've been to 3 of his retreats and I love his work, right? Elevated emotions, feelings, and, you know, focusing onto the Neville Goddard. They all say the same things basically, but it's in different terms. Basically going straight to the end of your desired reality and feeling that your wish has been fulfilled. Now, because you have done the work, because you have been really focusing on the best case scenario, since you've been following my advice also, and you have already quit watching negative content out there because they lower your vibration and your frequency. It's the law of the universe. I'm not saying this, the data is saying that. If you continue to consume negative content, that there is constant negative talk, negative associations, putting your person down, talking shit about you and things like that, I'm sorry, I had to break it to you, but it's gonna delay your manifestation. Let's be vigilant. The type of songs we listen to, the music we watch, the content we consume, the thoughts that we think, because they amplify, right? So that's how you're changing your frequency, and this is what's happening for you in the month of June. And you have the Death card. So this is about a transmutation. This is about rebirth. And you know, nothing to be afraid of that. It's a Scorpio energy. It's about transmutation and a rebirth. So the Death card here, let's clarify that. Clarified by the Hermit, the Four of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Star at the bottom of the deck, okay? Aquarius energy right here. So for many of you, what I'm getting here is that in the near future, dear Taurus, there is going to be an opportunity to open up. Someone is going to start opening up. This person has been going through a spiritual journey as well on their own. They might have been a hermit for quite some time. They might have been, you know, also doing a lot of work within themselves, and they're going to open up with the Six of Pentacles to have an equal give and take exchange energy. Hermit and the Death card talks about someone going through the dark night of the soul. hermit, right? Just being in isolation. I think you have done your part. You have done what you could do within your time frame. Maybe some of you are still going through that, but there is a wish and a hope that's being fulfilled for you. Okay, there is the star. This is about healing and a dream coming true. A lot of healing. Like I said, this relationship is majorly about healing here. Now let's get the advice before I get into your mantra here and see what is the advice for you. So my voice already cleared out. So also there is something about your energy centers, your chakras, your throat chakra opening up. You're owning your voice. You're becoming the voice of the voiceless. So you have the Four of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the Magician, sprinkle, sprinkle, and you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles in Tarot to me is the hottest king. It represents Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So this is you, okay, and the Judgment. And the strength. So I'm saying, so you're making decisions from a place of strength. There is a realization that's happening. Like I said, I was literally talking about manifestation. I was literally mentioning, if you want your manifestation to happen very quickly, this is all about your manifestation. The Magician, okay, someone that has their head above and one hand above, one hand below. It means as above, so below. Let me explain. You're going to love this knowledge, Taurus. When you want to manifest, you are the magician of your life. You create your own universe. That baton in the hand is your wand. It's your magic wand. It's your purity. It's your intention. That wand represents your intention. It goes into your thoughts and your words. It goes into the ether, to the quantum field. And the head below that's pointing to the earth, it indicates bringing things from up there, from higher level of consciousness to this earth, manifesting from the 5D and the 4D consciousness. That's literally what it is. And I have read quite a few books about it. And I'm just saying this out of humility. I'm not trying to brag about it. I have, really read a lot of books about this and done the retreats and really just try to understand it. And there is a lot for me to still unpack. But I really have gotten to get a good grip and grasp of what manifestation actually is. You know what I mean? This roses represents romance. It represents also the white robe represents purity. The red robe represents intensity, protection also. So this is about you bringing things forth. If you want your manifestation to have quickly, Eight of Wands, right? You said these wands are moving through the air. What are you holding on to, Taurus? What is it that you maybe have been holding on to? Limiting beliefs, old story, old narratives. This is about you letting go. I don't do reversals, but if you were to do a reversal of the Four of Pentacles, it would mean that you would need to let go of what no longer serves you. In order for you to create the reality that you want, we need to let go of the old narrative. Think about this for a second, Taurus. If we think the same thoughts every day, we feel the same emotions, same behaviors, how are we expecting to experience changes in our lives? Change your thoughts, change your frequency, change your energy, change your life. Nobody changes and nothing changes until we change. If we want to see a change in our outer reality, we need to become that change, and that change happens from within. We don't try to break the mirror. We don't try to force the mirror. We change our expression on our face, on our inner world, and the mirror, the world, the 3D is going to reflect it back to us, because this world is a mirror. Okay, so let's get the mantra message here for you. That's some manifestation 101. I hope you enjoy that. And your mantra here, heart of fire, may the heart be like fire. And it says, your passion is sacred fire. Let it burn away doubt. Stand in your heart heat and with pride. Stand in your heart heat with pride, okay? And pride doesn't mean conceited or egotistical. It just means this confidence within you, just inner knowing, you should be proud of yourself. Like I said, you should give yourself enough credit. So your passion is sacred fire. Let it burn away your doubt. The doubts and everything, right, that you've been holding on to. You manifest, you set an intention, and then the next moment you doubt. It's creating a delay in the quantum field. Hold on to that assumption. Go hug a tree. Go do something else. Let the 3D unfold in of itself for you. So, dear Taurus, once again, thank you very much for being here. I hope you like the background here also. Thank you for all your continuous support. I love you so much. And yes, I am continuing to train for my upcoming Ironman in July in Idaho. Really excited for that. So with all that being said, I really appreciate you and I love having you into this community. Mama Taurus, Daddy Taurus. Have a blessed weekend and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.